You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Let's start with the point guard spot. There is one player that Syracuse basketball has publicly been connected to that can shoot the ball well and can defend at a high level. It's Silas Demary Jr. from Georgia. We talked about him a lot on yesterday's podcast. 6'5", so awesome size for a point guard. Last year, he shot 38% from three. He's actually a 38% three-point shooter in general for his career. And last year, he had an Evan Maya defensive rating of 1.8. So he is an elite shooter, and he is also an elite defender. The only issue with Silas Demary Jr. is this. He's probably not coming to Syracuse. It would be nice if Syracuse basketball can get these high-quality transfers, guys that can shoot, guys that can defend, guys that every college in America wants. But unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case with Silas Demary Jr. He's visiting St. John's and UConn. But as I said yesterday, and I will say again, he should be the number one priority for Syracuse as long as he's still available in the portal. Let's get to someone that can shoot, but not necessarily defend. Malachi Smith, again, we talked about him yesterday. He is a 6-foot point guard from Dayton. He's been in college for 4 years, but he took a medical redshirt year in 2023-24. He is a career 38.8% three-point shooter on just over 2 attempts per game. That's not a lot of attempts, but given the percentage of Malachi Smith, 38.8%, I would classify him as a really good outside shooter. However, he's not like a good defender or an average defender or anything like that. He's actually a really bad defender. He had an Evan Maya defensive grade last year of negative 0.37. So he's a good shooter. He can score a little. He's also a high assist guy, but he is not someone who can defend at all. But he can shoot. So he does fit in one of those two categories. I did get into an argument with someone on Twitter earlier today, tried comparing him to Jaquan Carlos. And if you're listening, here's the deal. I think that Malachi Smith is a better point guard than Jaquan Carlos. But upon further review, I hope that Syracuse does better than Malachi Smith at point guard in the transfer portal. So I will concede that. I would rather wait and see what else is out there. But if it's in late April and May and there are no other point guards out there, chances are Malachi Smith would already be scooped up anyway by someone else. But if for some reason he's still hanging around and it's late in the offseason, then fine. I'll take him because he can at least shoot at a relatively high level, 38.8% for his career from three. And finally, we're going to get to a lot of guys that please stay away. Not really that interested in. Number one, this is someone that is new interest reported by College Basketball Content on Twitter. A 6'2", 165-pound point guard from High Point. It is Kezza Giffa. He's got 1 year of eligibility remaining, and to be honest with you, I'm not interested in him. Yes, he averaged last year at High Point 15 points per game. However, Giffa is only a career 32.5% three-point shooter on just over 3 three-point attempts a game. And he is also a terrible defender. Think about it. A terrible defender at High Point with a negative grade of 0.16. Can't shoot, can't defend. I'm not interested in Kezza Giffa, the new reported interest. Then you got Dejour Reaves, okay? An Iona transfer. The reason why there's some sort of connection here is because Dejour Reaves is from Syracuse, New York. Now, he is a career 35.7% three-point shooter, so he's not a bad three-point shooter. But would you say that he is a really good three-point shooter? No. 35.7 doesn't exactly put you over the top, especially when you had an Evan Maya defensive grade last year of negative 0.19. Aside from him being local and the fact that he scored 17 points a game at Iona last year, I'm really not all that interested in Reaves. Then you got Derrian Ford. transfer from Arkansas State, career 35% three-point shooter. Evan Maya, defensive grade last year of negative 0.9. Doesn't really get much better from the year before where he was a negative 0.82. And last year, he only started 14 of 34 games at Arkansas State. I don't even know why we're reaching out. Got to be honest with you. I know that sounds harsh, but the more and more I look into Derrian Ford, the more and more I just don't understand the move at all. Why teams are really reaching out to him, especially at the power conference level. Syracuse is not the only power conference team that has reached out to him. Scored 8 points a game last year. I'm not all that impressed. I know I'm harsh, but the more I look at his profile, I really don't like it. Can't really shoot well. Can't defend a lick. And that's at Arkansas State. I don't see him translating well to the ACC. And finally, one more point guard to discuss. There's just not enough data on him, so I could not fit him into any category, and that's Dejour Jones from Clemson. He only shot 31% from three as a true freshman last year, but it was only on 1.4 attempts a game. He did have a decent defensive grade on Evan Maya of 0.74, but we just need more data on him. And Syracuse basketball, again, late in the offseason, they're looking to maybe round out their roster. Yeah, take a flyer on Dejour Jones. See what you got. Maybe he does develop into a solid rotational player for whoever gets him next season. But as far as would I scoop him up now? Not as a starting point guard, no. And as long as he doesn't prevent you from getting your more elite options at other positions, right? These guys, they still are going to cost NIL money. Then the order doesn't necessarily matter. However, Dejour Jones feels like a more late in the offseason type of pickup. What do you think? These are the point guards that Syracuse basketball has been publicly linked to. The best one by far is Silas Demary Jr. Then you got Malachi Smith, who I'm not necessarily in love with anymore. And he's probably the second best point guard that Syracuse has been publicly connected to. And then you got Kezza Giffa, Dejour Reaves, Derrian Ford, Dejour Jones. Not really all that impressed. So if you get Silas Demary Jr., unlikely. Great. If not, I would wait on other point guards to see what else becomes available in the transfer portal.